What's good, traders? Today I'm gonna do this video on an app or a website, whichever one you want to use, called TradeZella. You can use it to track your trades, which I do both, but I haven't done it in a while because I haven't really gotten a funded account that's made really that much money. I usually blow it up, but this is my old, so it'll track your trades from the prop firm, and you can go over your statistics and stuff like that. But today I'm gonna use it for back testing. So that's why I like this over TradingView, because you can do some back testing on it. You can set up like any kind of parameters you want, whatever you trying to back test for a strategy before you even roll out there and start doing it. So I've done some back testing, and I usually use it for like win percentages to see what's the win percentages on my back testing. And you at least want to do a minimum of 20 trades before you even come and look at the win percentages or the stats and stuff like that. So I'm gonna go ahead and show y'all how to back test a strategy, but how to create the session. So you come up here. Well, first off, once you come in, it's gonna bring you to your main window, and you want to go over here to this arrow, which is back testing. And it'll take you to this page. If it's blank, it'll be blank. Or if you haven't done any back testing, it'll be blank. But you go up to create a session, you start a name, and you can start the name of the session as, I'm gonna do double topping today. So I'm gonna do some double tops and bottoms. And that's what I'm gonna call the session name. The description, I already have some in here. You can do basically trading double tops, or if you want to be more detailed with it, but you can put trading double tops, double bottoms, and you can go into more description of it, but we just gonna keep it simple so that I can get through this kind of fast. I already have it in here because I've taken trades called that, and you can add that stuff as far as when you using the TradeZella as just your normal tracking platform, as far as using it for your trades and tracking everything on a regular basis. But on here I'm gonna use it, and you could trade futures, forex, stocks, and crypto. If you want to do options, I suggest, because I've done options just like back testing, but I usually just use it as a stock and use that as the way to trade options, because it's kind of hard to do options since they have all of the Greeks and everything. So I guess they haven't figured out how to add it yet, but maybe one day they will, maybe they won't. I don't know. But I'm gonna go to forex, and I'm gonna go to the MNQ, because that's what I mostly trade. Not forex, I'm sorry, futures. And I'm gonna go to MNQ, but I'm gonna go to MNQ, and that's what I want to use. You can add up to 5 symbols. You can start, and it told you what date it start from in here. Like the MNQ started from the 2019. So yeah, right here, this one it started from. As far back as you can go, the back test. But I'm not gonna go that far back. I'm only going to go back a year, 2025. And let me see, January. I usually go to like the first of whatever year that I want to go to. And you can just go to January 1st and start at a certain time, which I usually just start at 9:30 on that day, because that's when like the New York Stock Exchange open. So that's when you're gonna get the big movement. And you can put the end date, or you could just put like whatever the current date is, or either the current date, but I ain't put the time in, I guess. You wanna put the balance that you want. Now you can either do it 2 ways. You can put the amount that you're gonna put in an account if you want to do your own funded account, or if you give yourself $2,000 from a prop firm. So you got a 50K account, and you know the trailing drawdown, it's $2,000. You can put that in and just test it out like that. Or I just go and grab a 50 or 100K and create the session like that. So it'll take you to the date. I already done it before, so it's got like the stuff that I use up here already. But in order to get that up there, you just go over here to the tools, and you will click on the tools, and you'll put the star by the ones that you want over there, and it'll just add it on there. And I just pull this over to the middle of here so that I can just have easy access to it. This basically is just TradingView. If you have TradingView, which is a great platform, I might talk about that one day, but it's a great platform to trade on. And so now you all set as far as starting your day or starting out. So let me see. Down here, you can start like this. How you like start the day and get the candles to start moving as far as the time that you wanna. It's supposed to start it at 9:30, but for some reason it didn't on this one. But these are all settings you can do. You can speed it up with this, slow it down, speed it up. You can jump to a specific candle if you want to, and it'll go back to that candle. This how you play, move a candle back, move it forward. You can change how fast the time frames go. So if you wanted to do 5 minutes, it'll do 5 candles at a time to throw it out. If you got it on a 1 minute, all your settings up here. Same thing as TradingView. But if you want to trade to change the date, this how you go. Say you want to go to Thursday. You can set the time, the date up here. So I want to start at 9:30. It'll start me at 9:30 for that day. Then you can start from 9:30, let it go. Well, I usually slow it down and wait for whatever the setup is that you're looking for. So if you know it, because you don't want to take it and then you already know the results. You're trying to be as natural as possible. So for me, 9:30 is the double top will be up here because it's the high day. So I put a line right here, and right now the double bottom is right here. So whichever one it gets to first is where I want to see if I can take a trade. So you can slow it down, speed it up. So now I see it broke the high day, and because the way I do double tops is I kind of look for them. Either they get around this high day candle before I take a trade. It can be a little bit under it or a little bit over it because a lot of times you get breakouts and they fail. So this right here, it was a breakout and I got a red candle. So I'm waiting to see if I can get another candle up over it. You can go one click at a time and just move it yourself, which a lot of times that's what I end up doing. And so I didn't get an entry. So now I gotta wait for another pullback, which is right here, and I'll move this up to here, and we gonna see if we can get a double top or double bottom again. And it don't seem to be going to the highs or the lower day, and I usually don't take a trade unless it gets there. I don't take a trade in the middle of all this. That might have just set the range. So if you have a certain time frame that you can trade, so you can trade in the morning like me on most days because I work at night. So I only have a certain amount of time to trade before I had to go to sleep for work. And usually my cutoff time is between 11 and 12. So I wouldn't have got a setup this day, and I wouldn't even trade it that day. So then you could just go to the next day, start your time again, and start over. So now I'll delete the lines that I got on here, and we'll start moving the candles again to see if I can get a double top or a double bottom. So we got the bottom right here is setting in. And we got the top up here, which is setting in. Because you had a good amount of pullback away from the highs. You don't want to do it like this small to try to take a double top, because technically it would have worked out. That's not a high probability double top or even nowhere near one. So you can take it off of this, but because of this big wick, you're getting way more points that you can lose on. So I wouldn't even take this trade. You almost 100 points before you have to stop out, which is not a good trade. So now we looking, I got a red candle off the highs, and if you get a candle break under, okay, so it breaks under. Now you want to take it back and you want to set up the trade. So for me, I usually use this tool to set up where I want to sell and buy. So you want to go over here, you want to do sales. I do advanced orders, which you can do profit, stop, and your risk. So you want to do a certain amount that you want to risk. And when I usually do mine, is like either 500 or 1,000, something like that, because you want to give it a room. Because if you put like $100, it's gonna stop you out pretty fast. So you want to put a max risk, and once you click on this, it'll put in your numbers for you over here, and you can tell where your entry is at. So say I want my entry, if it break up under this red candle. I adjusted this. You want your stop out over the highs, or you can pick like I usually pick like up over like say 450, 450. That'll be like my stop out. And if it was closer to the 500, I would have chose a little bit over that just to give it a little bit of room. And then you want to try to go for at least a 2-to-1. So you drag this to 2-to-1, and you just do that over and over again. So then after you got what you want on here, you come down here, hit sell. It'll put the order in for you, and once you start it going again, and once it hit, it'll fill you, and it's telling you you will make 960 to lose 480, 2-to-1. You win. Now if you wanted to go long, you would just come over here and hit buy, and you'll do it the reverse, which I have the other one, which is long right here, and you'll do it the other way. So then I'd usually just delete it off, and if I'm looking to take another trade, I might take 1 to 2 trades. Usually I'll take 1 trade. Once I make money, I'll take 1 trade on it. That's it for that day, which this actually set up again if I wanted to take it. So if this was a losing trade, I would have tried to get at least 1 winner. Come down, this would have set up. I would have took the trade again, and it looked like it would have hit the profit target. But you can do that, and I recommend that you do it at least 20 times before you even like go look at your stats. So I'm gonna pause this, and then I'm gonna try to run through and do this and get 20 trades off, and then I'll go and look at the stats and show you all from there. As a matter of fact, let's do this again. We're gonna do it long on this same day, and we're gonna try to take, since we know it won, it wouldn't matter. But we're going to take that trade. I'm showing y'all how to set it up again. Take that trade. It's already in buy. Put it up to at least 2-to-1, which this right here, the ratio, it shows the risk reward. That's why it's 2. So that's how I get to 2-to-1. And it'll show you how many contracts it's going to buy you for that position. And then you come down here and hit buy. It'll put the order out. Once the candle get hit or the entry get hit, it'll fill you. Now you can change, if you wanted to go in smaller increments, you can go 30 seconds, 10 seconds, or you can go higher. I think you can, yeah, you can go higher increments too. And just come down here and hit it and put the time frame that you wanted to move in. But I usually leave it in 1, and then you wait for your fill, and boom, it hit your target, took you out. It shows you down here your realized P&L, your current balance, and you'll go on and I'm gonna go ahead and do 20 of them, and then we're gonna go ahead and go to the stats after that. So I'm gonna go ahead and pause it, and we'll be back to show it. So after taking 20 trades, I'm back with what my results are after the 20 trades. Ended up $5,976. So during the trade, or while you doing this, you can come over here and check to see how many trades you on with this right here, and it right here tells you how many trades you on, your wins, loss, the max profit, max loss, all your stats for the most part over here. 55% win rate, daily average, which is, I don't like that number, that's 666 stuff, but you can check your stats over on the side too, see even the calendar. That's why I like this platform, because there's so much stuff that you can check and look at statistically, and doing your backtrack testing, and it's all in like one platform instead of it being broken down into you had to buy 2 different platforms. Just got both. So after you go through all your trades, also I want to show you another quicker way to kind of like do your back testing. So say how I'm doing the double tops, double bottoms, I would go to, which it only took me 29 days processed, but say I want to go to the next trading day. I just click on it and say, let's go back, but say you done ran through, instead of putting the time all the way in, when you go to that date and stuff like that right here, you can click on it, go to the next day, start it from wherever it's at. It'll start right here. I usually hit that to get the like double click over here on the side, just in case it's like, say this is all the way down here or something, you don't see nothing on the screen, just click on this side and it'll bring it up wherever it's at. But if you're trying to get back earlier in the day, I just come to this and go to the time, look for the time down here, go to 9:30 or wherever you want to start at, and just click on it. So say I'm just scout looking along right here and I don't see that I would have took a setup, I could just go, see I'm looking like, okay, I might have would have took this one, so I could start it up in here somewhere, start clicking along, or to time. This would have been my entry, even though it wouldn't. I'm just giving you an example. You can then come up here, which I would have just moved this down some, come up here, go long, or short, my bad, because this is like a reversal type of strategy. So you go short, put your stop out wherever you're gonna put it, give it a little room, and then put it to 2-to-1. And I always do 2-to-1 because if you do 2-to-1, at least if you took your trades and you did exactly 2-to-1 and you see that you green, then that's a strategy you actually can keep. And just make sure that you setting up in your platform for it to be 2-to-1. So I'm using TradeZella, and you can also TradeZella. You can use Trading View on it if you link the accounts, and you can just use Trading View and do the same, basically the same thing. Set it 2-to-1 and do it like that, and just leave it so you can kind of set it and forget it. If you get stopped out, you get stopped out. Risk whatever it is you want to risk. If you using a prop firm and you want to risk $500 or $1,000, you just got to remember, if you got a trailing drawdown, that if it going in your favor, wherever that the most that you up, say you had it set for 1,000 to lose, and you make 2,000. If it comes all the way down and your stop and your trailing drawdown is the 50K account and your stop out is 2,000, if it comes all the way down, don't to close to your exit, your profit target, and it comes all the way back up wherever that the closest to your target from that 2,000, and it comes back, you lose that amount of that account basically. So the trailing drawdown will drag your position along with it. So if you was in drawdown the day before and say you got $1,500 left on your drawdown and it comes down close to 2,000, comes back up $1,500, it'll stop you out and that account closed. But after you go through this whole process, take your trades and everything, you can come back out of it up here in this corner, and then you can check your stats for that position. It'll be right here up at the top. See, it shows everything right here. You can either continue to play the session and go back and do it some more. You can look at the stats for that session, and right here, which it'll give you your stats for the session. You can look at it as like a regular, go through all your trades. You can see what you could do better, go into the trades. There's so much stuff you can do on this platform. So, but I recommend this platform to do your back testing. Quick terminology for new traders. Scalping. It's a strategy that involves small profits on day trades throughout the day. It's a very short-term trading strategy where it can happen in seconds or minutes. It takes a lot of discipline, concentration, and great risk management to be a great scalper. So if you're going to try to be a scalper, make sure you have your risk management down, and you really have to know what you're doing to be quick. Now, hopefully I can do some back testing every weekend, since there's no trading days and I'm usually off on Sunday. So for the most part, I'll try to do my a recap of my trading, whatever I got to do for the rest of the week on trade, and that's got to bring me up to date. And then I'll do like some back testing on one of the days or something like that, and we can go through that, look at some stats and stuff like that. So if you wanted to get this TradeZella platform, I have a link in the description, and you can go click on the link and it'll take you to it, and you can just sign up from there. We can go over the cost and everything if y'all want that type of video. If y'all like this type of content, make sure you subscribe, hit the notification, and leave a comment, and we'll be back at this the next time. Later.